What's up guys, EZREAL here, and today I'm going to show you how to play EZREAL ADC with the best built-in rules, and I'm also gonna provide you tips and explain the way he works. I'm using Press the Attack because this is my favorite keystone. It grants you more damage on the lane early, but little tempo is very popular and grants EZREAL a better late game, and he's more effective against tanks. I recommend Press the Attack. Alright, so you always wanna start with Q first. You apply a bolt of energy dealing physical damage, has both AD and AP scaling, and this Q collides with minions. You have to make sure there's no minion in your way, and every time you apply an ability, you activate your passive granting you a stack. And each stack gives you 10% attack speed for 6 seconds, and you can stack up to 5 times. So with this you can push faster and also faster against RBs. As for the E, this is a gap closer, and this E automatically attacks the closest target. So if you wanna damage your RB, you wanna make sure there are no minions nearby, or you can apply W first at the RB, and then if you E near the target affected by W, your E will prioritize that target dealing damage, regardless of minions being around or not, if you hit someone with W. This is why I press the attack. If you can really make a longer trade, at least long enough to apply 3 attacks, it's so good. As you can see, the W lasts for 4 seconds. So like this, see? Close one, but it's okay. I've made this trade. And they're gonna stay on the lane, so this just allows for a potential kill. Also, when you apply the Q at the RB, so it can be a minion as well, you reduce the cooldown of your abilities by 1.5 seconds. So this is really good for getting your E again, because you're gonna keep reducing remaining cooldown. W has some cast time, so you apply it first and then you can gap close with the E and quickly Q as well, if you cannot reach. Nice start, and let's back. This is a good amount of gold to back, because we can afford Shin and Tyr. So we go for this. So we gap close to reach the lane faster, and the great thing about Shin for EZREAL is the fact that your Q applies on-hit effects. So for example, if you Q, you instantly apply Shin, so you deal extra damage on hit without having to auto. Your Q is basically an auto attack. This is why Q applies Press the Attack stack. And again, this is enough. So I'm not allowing my RB to damage me 4 more, and I'll be able to make another trade soon. So just these small trades, and when the RB is low, you just go all in. But just make sure to use the E in the right moment, because if you just go in, you're vulnerable. And you have to make sure you have enough damage to outplay, or else you're just gonna die. Great. And it's really worth playing with some support that can make your attack stronger, or the support that can just lock up the enemy in one place so you have the time to apply W. And look, there's another nice trick. When you're about to get crowd controlled, you can do the E and you're still gonna finish an animation. So this is really good against champions like Blitzcrank. Imagine you're getting grabbed, and just before the grab you do E. You're actually gonna get hit by the Q, but it won't pull you. You're not gonna get grabbed. That's a really nice and important mechanic on EZREAL. Same with your auto bet. If you are about to get crowd controlled, you can just ult, you're gonna finish an animation because the animation cannot be stopped. So that way you keep dealing damage instead of just staying in one place, waiting for the CC to end, and then you can also again. Surprise. Okay, the tip to use your ultimate is to be out of vision, so sometimes they might have the ward in the first bush, but you can easily ult both enemies. Just wait for them to focus on minions, especially when your own minion is low, and you're just gonna ult in the moment of them making an animation to last hit. They're gonna stay in one place and you're very likely to hit. As you can see, W applies on the turret. You can also trigger Shin, but here I don't wanna just kill randomly. And so as you can see, the E's cooldown is really long early. It's gonna decrease later as we put more points into the E. We're gonna max E second and also with ability haste from items. But still, if you just used your E, you can keep casting Q on enemy champions or minions to keep decreasing the E. So this will help you when chasing or making an escape, because you just Q while going for the RB, for example, you're gonna drop your E's cooldown and you're gonna just use your E again that way, and this will allow you to reach. Okay, this is enough. Already dealt a lot of damage with press the attack, so when you have laning phase where you can really pressure, just go for it. And look, just out like this. Also, another thing, you should be careful, like when you apply the W and you want to maximize the damage, let the E hit the RB first before doing an auto attack, or else if you instantly also with W, you won't have the chance to easily land it, because the E will just go at nearby minion. That depends how much damage you have, but you have to remember. So this is important. And as for your W, if you hit the target with an attack or ability, detonating with an ability refunds the mana cost of that ability plus 60 mana. That is also important. You can also finish off a low HP minion that is about to die and Q instantly. This might surprise enemies because they be thinking they're safe behind minions. At this point I can pressure them out of CS. I know they can still just use long range. Okay, she panicked because I have so much damage. Oh wow, didn't think he would use the Q like this. And look, you can just keep decreasing the E cooldown on minions, and then you're gonna be able to jump in again. And just before CC I ulted, very close. But we're not gonna overextend for them, they're not worth much gold at this point. But an example, instead of just staying in one place, actually being charmed by Seraphine, I apply that ult and then I also. See, it's really effective. Oh, nice. I will mainly focus on the turret for now. Just be aware of potential gank, but at this point I'm so strong. Okay, my support survived. I saved my E for potential ult of Rek'Sai, but Rek'Sai actually went for Nami for some reason. So Trinity forced the first power spike and we're gonna finish this item. Let's see. Then usually after this you go for Endless Hunger. You get Omnivamp so you heal from abilities. Nice tenacity, so shorter CC and more ability haste, really good for your E. Oh, it's all the damage. I can reach... Oh, it didn't land. Crazy damage. I'm not ulting. I didn't have vision exactly where he was cause I wanted to check if Gwen would go into the bush to provide vision. You can also look at the map and out someone, especially when someone is making a recall. But it's not as impactful as Jinx's ultimate. And the E. This is what I mean with 24's power spike. You see the difference? So after getting this, you can be fighting much more. And let's keep collecting these plates. You can also ult the minion wave to instantly load up your passive, and then you just maintain by applying the Q from time to time on minions. See that? That is really good. Oh ho! Another one. She just came back from base. Oh. Okay. This is fine. He didn't hit me with ult. Let's load up the E. You just focus on restored E the moment you use it.
Let's give these powers a test drive.
So Rek'Sai is on top side, which means we can just go in. We can just keep denying them CS. I won't flash for that kill. It's fine. Also, I can do this. And this. What? Well, he's dead. So I still have barrier. I have the E, so I can stay. Gonna heal a bit as well. Now we can proc Shin like this. So you just Q without hitting the target and you can push slightly faster, so every second matters. So why not use it this way? So it depends on the game which item you go. If they go for a lot of armor, you can go Serulda's third. But usually just this item is consistent.
I wonder what the rest of the class is doing.
And 1000 we've pressed the attack already.
Guess I'll have to figure out.
Let's see if she goes for the wave. Yeah, she did. Okay. So later as we get Serulda's we gain that slow too, which is really nice. But currently I have the slow from Nami's E. No one is defending mid actually. Like I could be lane swapping, of course. Like I'm so strong I can just outplay multiple enemies. Or just go this way when they have made a random fight. W on the turret. This is for gold. I'm just here for the plate. While they keep fighting. Watch out if you have red buff, cause hitting an enemy like this would just make the turret focus you. It's really good to go for the split push when enemies are very close to a fight, because then they cannot react properly. And I've got the info. And time to back. So now someone will have to dev that.
Shut down.
And we can do pretty much the same on the mid lane. Also Dragon is free. We'll have to send someone to dev bot. Have HP. Let's do it. And W applies on big monsters. On standard ones like blue buff, nope. Don't try to W the blue buff, for example. So I can show you on enemy camp. See, here W passes through. I'm gonna reach. Now I can flash. I have so much damage that I finished him off with ult. But like, the plan was to Q him on end range and ult in the moment of getting crowd controlled. Can also take red buff. Okay. Interesting Rek'Sai. Oh, wait, that much damage? Oh yeah, they have Yona. Too bad, there is a minion wave. Okay, Yona backed. Turret first in the first place, of course. There's Rek'Sai behind us. She's waiting for the right moment. Right. He's not safe in base. I also do coaching for EZREAL and other ADCs and other champions, so you can contact me on Discord in the video description if you are interested. I hope that you enjoyed this and that you learned something on how to play EZREAL. Check out my stream and my other channel as well, and let me know if you would like to see some other guide. Thanks for watching and see you next time.